Hi everybody, my name is Chef Grégoire Berger. Today on the masterclass with Mills, we will prepare a beautiful lamb coming from the Mont Saint-Michel lamb of Pré-Salé. What I'm looking for this kind of meat, it's a very good cattle. We can see that the lamb and the color is very pinky, very beautiful. There is a cap on the top that has to be fatty, not too much, not too less, because we're going to use this part to cook the meat. And what is the lamb rack basically is the first and the second, what we call ribs that we have on the back of the cattle. It's very fine meat, very, very tasty. So I'm taking my knife and I will go this way, trying to go as close as possible from the rib, gently. So here we have all the bones, and here we have the main part that we're going to clean up from the ligament, remove the fat here, and then roll it and score it a little bit to give a very nice piece of lamb. All the bones will be removed, and with those bones we'll make a jus later on in the masterclass. Up, up, up. So this will be on the side for the jus. We have all our bones here that I cut in very small pieces. And here I'm going to show you a very simple way of doing a jus, a sauce, a base that will help you to make a sauce while using just the oven. So we'll have the bones, we're going to have bell pepper, we put the salt at the end. We don't want to put it before because when we're going to cook the stock, it might reduce in the salt as well. Some vegetables, half onion, a little bit of celery, leek and carrots, and some herbs. We're going to start by putting a few pieces of butter on the top. This will come and nourish the fat that is already very, very flavorful. I will take my vegetables and I will cut it into medium to large pieces. Same goes for the leek, as well as the celery stick and the onion. Up. I take my vegetables as well as my herbs and sprinkle all on the top, and we'll cook the vegetables as well as the bones at 220 until great coloration, but every 10 minutes I will mix in order to avoid to burn. And we finish with some peppercorn. Here we are. So our bone has been cooked for 30 minutes approximately at 220 degrees. I mix it up every 10 minutes in order to avoid it to burn. I kept it outside, so now what I'm gonna do is that I will put all the bones and the bones only with the garnish, but I will not put the fat into this pot. I will try to keep the fat into the tray. So here our jus was simmering for about 4 hours, so it's time for us to strain it. Once we strain it, we'll put back into a pot such this one and reduce it in order to show you to have exactly this kind of texture. So it's a process that will take maybe 2 or 3 hours more. So to start, we strain it. As you can see, it's very clear. There is not much fat. It's very important that on your stock there is not much fat. And it smells super nice. So we filter the juice. As you can see, it's very, very, very clear. There's a residue of fat on the top. So very gently, I will remove it. We call dépouiller in French. The idea is to remove the maximum of fat. It's enough for now. So we'll put it back to the pot and reduce it, middle heat for approximately maybe 1 hour here. The quantity is not that much, but keep an eye on it and make sure that you get a texture that is close to this one. This is the final jus. Very shiny, very brown, and super tasty. As you can see, it takes time to flow. It's very thick, very dense, and this comes as well from the cartilage of the lamb. So it's beautiful, very tasty, and this will enhance a lot the taste of the lamb. So here, as you can see, there is ligament here. Here there is fat. So I'm gonna start with the fat. So the idea is to roll the lamb this way. So first, we will score it a little bit this way. So if your lamb is a little bit too fatty, you will have to remove a layer of fat. In this case, it's pretty thin, and we'll do the same inside to let the fat melt and go into the meat. So this is ready. So it's time for us to season our lamb. The most important here is to make sure that you spread the seasoning all over your piece of meat as well as outside. So we'll take a fine salt. And black ground pepper. So the idea here is to keep things simple and to express the taste of the lamb properly. So I will flip it and do exactly the same way. But no black pepper, because I don't want that when we're gonna mark it, the black pepper burns. All right, so here we have dry thyme that we just sprinkle properly, just on the top. Thyme always goes very well with the lamb. And now we will roll it. So basically what I like to do is to take a cling film and tie it up for at least 20 minutes on the chiller in order to give a proper shape and make it very, very, very round. And then we put a string around and mark it this way. Here the idea is to make sure that it's super tight. We start by the thick part and push properly. And the idea here is to be able to give it the shape evenly all the length. So what you do with your right hand, you take the thin part and you turn it strong. This will give a bit more thickness. Same goes the other way. But here don't go too strong because you try to keep the same length. Up. So we put water in the pot and we raise the temperature at 54 degrees and we can check the temperature, of course, with a very simple thermometer. This lamb will be cooked for 30 minutes into the water. We have here our beautiful lamb that has been cooked, submerged into water at 54 degrees for two reasons. The first one is to keep the shape. This will cook the protein and the shape will remain. As well as giving the perfect temperature, you have to know that a lamb theoretically is eaten at 54 degrees, which is rare, medium rare. So here we have the right temperature inside. So I'm going to start by removing the cling film gently. Here we are. Our lamb is ready. We'll take the butcher string. I will come by the middle and start. So you have to do it this way. Go under, reach the middle and tie it. Not too tight. Just what you need. So our lamb is ready. We have kept the fat from the bone. So I kept it for a good reason, is that I'm gonna use it in order to sear my lamb. So the step is to heat a pan at high heat. with the fat onto it. So the fat has already a lot of flavors, so the only things I'm gonna add is a little bit of thyme. We put a little bit of salt on the top. You can see here that this is the part where we join the flesh. So I'm gonna sear it here in order to seal it. So now we can go medium heat. We don't want to stress it, just going slowly. Make sure you control your temperature properly. It has to be gentle, it has to go slowly. And the meat and the fat would caramelize. So we're gonna use a tool that we always use to check the temperature of any kind of protein. It can be chicken, fish, or lamb, even beef. This. It's what we call a cake taster. We're gonna put into it, on the middle, on the thicker part. We keep it for a few seconds. And you can put it either here or on the lips. And you feel the temperature. With experience, you will know approximately if the temperature is the right temperature. So now we are good. I'm checking again. Great, so we'll keep inside on the top of a tray with a grill on the top. The juice inside is getting stressed, so it's going out. At the time of resting, we'll put it back slowly inside, which is going to give a very juicy, very tasty product. So now, gently we will remove the string around. So this, of course, helped to keep the shape. So now we can cut it. So of course, the small part always will be a little bit more cooked than the bigger one. So that's why we try to keep the same diameter for the lamb. And now we'll cut it. And serve it. Right. So we put two beautiful pieces onto the dish.